Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for being with me. I am Diana Popa, business coach, and today my special guest is Nicolene. Nicolene is a multifaceted self-made millionaire and has grown from the ground up. A mom of 3 and the owner to 7 different businesses, Nicolene strives to live her best life, full of energy and passion, doing everything she loves. She enjoys the little things in life and has built an empire by knowing what she wants and planning it carefully how she's going to get it. She started her first business with her husband from her garage and has since grown into a multi-million-dollar business. Throughout the past 14 years, she created over 11 income streams into their home and has an extremely broad spectrum of business experience. Her current passion is to coach and mentor ambitious small business owners who are ready to step up into their CEO position and expand their own businesses across the country. Welcome, Nicolene. Thank you so much for being today with me.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you for that beautiful intro.
This is very, very impressive, and I am looking forward hearing more from you. And I would like to ask you the first question, if you can tell us more about your story and how you started on this path of building such an empire and so many businesses.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Well, when my hubby and I got married, we always knew we wanted to do something by ourselves. We didn't like the idea of going to work for someone. We already did that and we wanted to do our own thing. So we started our first business from our garage, and it was not easy. We didn't have any money. We really just started in a buying and selling kind of business. So we imported goods, sold it, and that's how we grew. But we were very determined to make it work. And there was really nothing that would get us under. And everything did go wrong, from things being stolen from us, from clients not paying us. Everything you can imagine that would go wrong to someone in the beginning happened, but I think it was a test because it helped us to actually push through the future things that will also come, because there's always going to be problems when you grow a business. And through the years, we just grew and grew stronger as a brand. But we also noticed when we were working with suppliers or buying things from people that we were getting bad service. So we ended up starting more businesses along the way that was actually helping us first, and then it actually turned into a proper business. And that's why today we have 7 different businesses, because all the businesses help each other, and it has built a beautiful clientele for each business individual. But one thing that my husband and I always kept in mind is that we didn't want to have just one income stream. We didn't want to have one thing that pays the bills, because like we all saw now in COVID as well, that is a big concern for a lot of people. And through the years, we started investing into small properties, starting businesses with other people, like collaborations. Some of our businesses we don't even do anything in the business, but we own 50% of it, which is a beautiful way to create passive income as well. But what did happen about 6 years ago is I wanted to do something different. So I like starting new businesses, but I wanted something completely different from my normal office job. And I told my hubby, I think we should start a coffee shop. Now, Diana, we knew nothing about coffee, nothing about food. We are not from the industry. And we knew if we told people, they'll probably tell us we're crazy. So we didn't tell anybody that we know. None of our family or friends knew, but we planned the entire business out. And it took us over 2 years to plan this coffee shop idea that we wanted to be perfect, because we wanted to be different from anybody else. We wanted to just have a brand that is welcoming everybody from the street into the store. And that's what we did. So we started our first coffee shop, and now 5 years later, we have 31 stores across the country. Because, and I have to mention this part, after the first year, we did have 5 stores because we knew we wanted more. But I realized that I could share this business with other people, which is very important, because I saw men and women who would walk into the coffee shop and then they would say, oh, I wish I had this type of business, or I wish I knew how to do this. And then I realized that I know how to do this now. I made a lot of mistakes, but I know how to do it now, and I can share this with other people. And that's how we ended up franchising our business. And that's what I do today. I help, spas and hair salons and people with a pet grooming business and a florist. I help them open up more stores, because there are other people out there who would love to have your business. They just don't know how to do it, and you can be that person to show them.
That's amazing. That's amazing, Nicolene. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I'm very impressed by the way you build your own story, and actually you build your own stage. And this is a term that I'm using also in my trainings, because I believe that we can actually build our life the way we want to. And I would like to ask you, how did you manage to overcome those challenges at the beginning when you realized that there are so many things that you are doing maybe not entirely correct, or there are challenges, obstacles? How did you manage to stay on track? You mentioned that you were very determined. What helped you to keep that determination, that motivation?
Yeah, I think the one thing that I do know that we did before we started is we knew it wasn't going to be perfect. And I think you need to have that mindset that there's probably things going to go wrong, and it's okay. You have to have a mindset where I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to make mistakes, because otherwise I'm not going to get further than where I am today. It's the same as if you're running a business and you don't like making sales calls, but you know if you make 5 today, it's going to be easier tomorrow. It's just to start it, and then you perfect your technique or your product or your offer every day a little bit more. But most of us are just too scared to start. So we stay in the thinking stage. So that's one of the things that we knew when we started. We knew we're going to make a lot of mistakes. We said to each other, we're going to be okay with this. But the other thing, Diana, is I had my husband. We are a partnership. And I think a lot of times entrepreneurs are alone. They don't have someone to support them, someone to keep them accountable, someone that keeps pushing them, with good energy. And you need someone like that. It doesn't have to be your partner. It could be a friend. It could be a community. It can be a coach. It can be someone, but it has to be someone that believes in you and in your ideas and your brand, so that they can help you through your own mental blocks. Because most of the time it's just us telling ourselves, oh, this idea is not good, or nobody wants to buy this. But if you have someone else that does believe in you and they've also done amazing things, the journey is so much more fun. So those two things is very important for me when I think you want to go through a growth and it's going to be hard.
I love that. Thank you so much, Nicolene. So thank you so much, Nicolene, for sharing that with us. I would like to ask you about your income streams, because you mentioned that during the pandemic, many people found themselves in a difficult situation. They didn't know how to move forward because they were relying on one income stream. Some of them were relying on one job they lost, and then they were completely lost. How did you manage to build these income streams, and what is actually available out there for us to go and build it for ourselves as well?
Yeah. So one thing that we did do is we started long ago already with income streams. And I want people to understand that some things take time to become an income stream, and something you can literally start tomorrow. But there's different ways you can create these. These can be income streams that has nothing to do with your business. And then you can have more income streams inside of your business. So some of the things that we've started years ago already is we invested in a small apartment. We did, of course, always our research. We never had a lot of money to invest into things. So we looked at how can we get into property in the easiest way possible. So we looked at buying a small apartment where we just had enough for the down payment. And we worked out that the monthly repayments will be paid by the tenant. So they would pay off the apartment for us, but after a couple of years, it was paid off. And then that becomes a monthly income stream for us. However, now we own an apartment that we only pay 20% for. So in the long run, that worked out beautiful for us as well. And that's why at the moment, I think we have over 10 to 12 pieces of property that we actually own. But again, it didn't happen overnight. And most of those properties, we didn't even pay anything for, because we only paid the deposit, and whoever would rent it or use the property, if we're not using it ourselves, would actually pay the down payment. So that's a good way to get into property. But I would always suggest, if you're always interested in property, go and speak to someone that does this for a living. Like I do it for fun, but there are people that do this for a living, and they can really advise you on where to start, how to start small, and how to think outside the box. One of the other income streams that we have is that we turned our beach house into an Airbnb. And for a long time, people told me not to do it, don't share your private place. But we have this beautiful beach house. It's a 4-bedroom beach house that we almost go never to that area. It's an almost 2-hour drive from our house. We don't go often enough. And I thought, well, while it's standing there, it's still costing me money. There's electricity, there's rates and taxes. So if I turn it into an Airbnb, any money that will come in is a bonus. And it's been 3 years now, Diana, and we have made more money in that Airbnb than we've made in some of our small businesses. businesses. So I want people to not underestimate the power of turning a bedroom into an Airbnb or offering that kind of service, even if it's only during holiday times, because it's an extra income for you. Now, something that I've helped other people do as well. There are people that we know that would sold their car and they turned their car into like a minibus. And now just for during the mornings and in the afternoons, they transport children from school to their homes for parents who can't pick them up. And this is actually done by a retired woman who doesn't have a job. She's sitting at home and she realized that she can create extra income for herself by just changing her car into a safer like mini bus. And now she just works for an hour in the mornings and an hour in the afternoon, and she has a new income stream. So the income stream doesn't have to be your next $1 million idea. It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money, but it is an opportunity for you to think outside the box. Now, when you want to start businesses, in a business, you can collaborate with someone. We have a business that we started with someone who is in the HR department. It's their field. They're really good at what they do, but they always worked for someone else. And we encouraged them for years to start their own business. They can make so much more money. They can work for themselves, their own hours, but they never had the guts or even the confidence, I think, just to take that one step. And when we presented them with the opportunity of doing it with us, because we'll kind of give them the support, the guidance, the marketing ideas, and they will just do their job, then today it is such a beautiful business. They've generated 7 figures in their first year. And this is all him. Like really, we only help them with the basics of business and the support. But I've seen that if you support someone, they can actually grow their business beautifully. So go and find someone that has a great idea where you can combine your strengths together, and that could start a new income stream idea as well. But when we think of, Diana, inside your own business, if you're running a salon today, or if you have a florist or a pet business, you need to look at more ways to attract more clients into your business. So for example, if we use the salon space could have that they're targeting mostly females. But maybe if you start adding a brand new product range that's exclusively for men, you will instantly open up a market sector in your little business that's targeting men now. So you're going to start selling these products to the men that you've never done before. But as you know, Diana, people don't just buy one thing. Even if 10 people buy a product from you, 1 or 2 would like to see what else you have to offer. And now you've increased sales. So now those men might be doing treatments as well inside the salon. You might also look at your salon and go, what service am I not providing? But if I start providing it, it will bring in a high caliber of clients that spend good money for this specific treatment. So it's maybe something that's really expensive, something that's exclusive. Not every salon around you has it, but you'll be the only one that maybe has that specific, microdermabrasion treatment or something for cellulite or something that's really not common in your area. And by having that person, that therapist come in maybe once a week, twice a week, just to do that treatment, you're opening an income stream for your business with a specific clientele that's not currently in your business. So it's not that you have to change your business so much, Diana. It's more about what can I add to bring new people to my business that's not here at the moment. And that's what I help my clients do, is just look at your business, think of new ways, think outside the box. And I like having these fun conversations because for me, there's really no limit. Like I honestly believe any business can have multiple stores, you can have multiple collaborations. You just have to allow yourself to dream. And if you can get there, you can start getting really excited about the potential.
I love that so much. You are inspiring, really.
Thank you.
You are inspiring me as well, because what I realized actually is what you are doing is to look at what you have and think how you can actually transform what you have into an income stream. It's something that I never thought. I am always going and looking of what I can build, what I can do. And actually I never look in my environment.
Yes, exactly. And Diana, a lot of people do that. They always think it has to be something big, something massive, something very different, when actually it's usually things you're already doing. I know a lady who is now going to start like an aftercare service at her home for kids, just to come and do their homework there, because every day her kids' friends come over anyway. So she's already spending her time helping children with homework. She's already in her home. She's not changing anything. The only thing she's doing now is telling people, bring your kids, pay me, and I'll help them with their homework. And instantly she's making money from something she was already doing. So we have to sometimes look at ourselves like, what are you doing all the time that other people would like you to do for them as well? And if you don't have the time to do it, Could you hire someone to do it? And then you pass all the business to them, you pay them a salary, but that starts a new little income stream on the side. So it's really not, it doesn't have to be a major thing. It can sometimes be the small thing also.
Thank you so much, Nicolene. I would like to ask you, because from what you are telling me, definitely you developed a resourceful mindset. So as you mentioned, there is no limit for you. So you are looking everywhere, out of the box thinking. How did you develop that mindset?
Honestly, Dana, I don't really know. I think it's because when I was younger, my parents, when they got divorced, I was used to having a lot of things, and then I didn't have a lot of things. And maybe there was an ingraining in my mind that I need to be in control of my own life. And if I want something, I need to go after it myself. From a young age, I've learned that, that you need to create your own future, your own things you want. Stop expecting it from other people, because it's not always someone else's job to get you somewhere in life. So even in a relationship, in a partnership, don't expect your husband or your wife to be the one that brings you somewhere in life. Take control of your own life and inspire yourself and ask yourself, like, I am on this planet. What do I want to do while I'm here? I think it's one of the big questions people have is like, why are we here? What are we supposed to do? What is the big mission? But until you figure that out, at least have fun with everything you do and decide that I'm doing it for me. So you have to be a little bit selfish and to decide that when I get to do things that I love, I'm a happier person, which means my children are happier, my husband's happier. That creates a massive effect in your life, and then you do things better. But I've always wanted to be someone that just wants more from my life. I know I'm meant for more, just like every other person here. I think some people we play it small because we're shy, we're insecure, we're worrying way too much about what other people think. And then people, may gossip, they might say something and tomorrow they're talking about something else. It really has. It's happened to me. It's happened to everybody. But once you just stop worrying about that and you just focus on yourself and your one life that you have here, I think you start doing everything differently. And that's what my mission is in life, is just to live my best life as much as I can.
I love that. Thank you so much, Nicolene. Can you tell us how your life turned around once you started to develop this mindset, and once you really started to realize that you will never give up, no matter what it is, you are going to succeed, and then you started to multiply your businesses, how all the other areas of your life were impacted?
I think one of the things that I noticed is that I value my time very much now, more than anything else. I think in the beginning, I was very intrigued by having money, because I know when you have money, it simplifies your life. I give away a lot of my money. So I know money can change and make life a lot easier. But today, I value my time much more. So I would rather pay someone to go do my shopping. I would rather pay someone to do my laundry so that I can spend time with my kids or with my husband or even by myself, because I've realized as you get older, your time is very, very limited. In the beginning, we hustle and we don't mind working long hours, and you should do that. I truly believe that it turns you into a better person. But since I've grown, I've always realized that I'm able of doing something. I might not know what the steps are. And in most cases, I don't. Even now, we're growing one section of our business. I have no idea how to do it. We're researching it, we're Googling it, we're jotting things down, and we're focused on just getting there, because I look at other big brands, Diana, like, Starbucks, McDonald's, all these big corporate places. And I'm thinking they also started with one store, and they're humans just like I am, and they just figured it out. And a lot of it is through trial and error. So for me, the past couple of years has made me a lot more determined to do the things that I want to do in my own way, and not to get caught up in the things around us. Like I said, my time is so valuable that I've learned to say no to things if I don't want to be a part of it, which is hard for a lot of people. I choose who I spend my time with, especially with the community. Your people around you, Diana, is so important. If you catch yourself being around people that's negative, people that don't believe in you, that don't support you, you shouldn't be around them. I don't care if it's your best friend or your sister. You need to make sure that you get yourself first to a place where you are confident in yourself, but you can be in a conversation where it's negative and be able to respond properly without feeling offended, or be able to walk out and not even feel guilty, because it takes a while to build yourself up to that space. And today I choose where and which conversations I want to be, because my mindset is very important. I know that if my mind becomes negative, I'm going to stay in bed for a week, and I don't want that. So I watch what I say and who I say it with and who I share my dreams with.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
I am honored because especially what you mentioned, our time is very valuable. So thank you so much for being today with me. I would like to close our interview today by asking you, who are you serving and how can people contact you?
Thank you so much. And I help small business owners who have physical stores who want to have more for their business, but they really don't know what that means. They don't know if it means 2 to 3 more stores. They don't know if they would like to actually franchise their business, or they would just really like to have more income streams so that they can be financially secure and stop feeling constantly overwhelmed and pressured in this world of entrepreneurship. Because I think it's one of the best, it's almost like a blessing if you're able to be an entrepreneur, because so many people dream of doing a business and they never take action to do it. So if you're listening to this and you are an entrepreneur, congratulations for stepping up. But if you want to expand, you also need to take that next step again. And yes, it might seem scary, but believe me, once you're there, you'll look back and go, oh, I should have done this years ago. So if people want to connect with me, I'm Nicolene Coaching on Facebook and on Instagram. People can DM me messages. I would love to hop on a quick call with people and just talk about their business, because like I've mentioned before, Diana, I have a very open-minded mindset. So I look at a business and I can see opportunities that you might not be able to see just because you're too deep into it. But because I have this experience and I've also struggled very much through the years, I know exactly how people feel and I can relate, and I can give you some options and suggestions of how I would run the business if I was the owner.
Thank you so much, Nicolene. Thank you once again for your time and for this valuable information. You inspired us. You inspired me. I am honored to have you here in this show, and thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Anna. Have a lovely day.
Thank you so much. And for those of you listening to us, stay connected because there is so much more to come.